Hi guys, this is just a casual little brush up about concave Earth reality. I'm going to talk a little bit about the moon. If you watched Crow 777's video and about the moon, where he talks about, well, the moon doesn't seem naturally illuminated like a sphere, and normally it's a good reason to believe that it's, well, you might think it's not round, not spherical, but it is spherical. We do see the round shadow on the moon. The problem lies with your understanding of the shape of the Earth and how light works within the Earth. I say within the Earth because, as you know, I advocate a concave Earth. And since the moon in the concave Earth model is on the opposite side of the sun, which is on the opposite side of the celestial sphere, we see that the moon gets hit from both sides. See, it's illuminated from this side and from this side. When it's full, when it's opposite the sun like that, it's getting a double whammy illumination. And that is what is preventing us from understanding or seeing any sphericity, any graduated shadows of the moon. You understand what I'm saying there? Now, if it enters in this darkness funnel, it gets eclipsed. But north and south of that funnel, it will get hit from both sides. A full moon. That's why we don't see the shading of the moon. It only works in a concave Earth, guys. But we know, we can tell by the terminator of the moon that it is definitely round. The front side, anyway. If you watch my videos, you understand that the moon is only a half sphere, and it's part of, at one time, a full sphere when it was together with the sun. I believe the sun and the moon were at one time one hollow sphere, and they bifurcated, and now they are two half spheres where the sun gets the light. The sun gets the energy from the pyramid. The moon has to receive its light from the sun, and it's receiving it from the light from the sun, I believe, with this negative polarity that's going on, and that's why moonlight is much different than sunlight, but it's still being reflected from the sun. So that is why the moon does not appear to illuminate like a sphere. At least, see, I'm looking, this is a top-down view of a cutaway of the concave Earth. So here's the sun. The sun illuminates, and it hits the moon when it's full from both sides. So that's why we don't get the shading. Understand? Also, too, I want to talk about, the topic of radar came into, okay, well, radar astronomy supposedly predicts these huge, prodigious distances of planets, of asteroids, of the moon, of the sun. Well, no, that's not the case. Radar slows down when it goes through ice. And within this model, within reality, there is a glass sky at 100 kilometers high with ice attached to it. So the ice is going to slow down the radar considerably, and the radar scientists, funded by the National Science Foundation, are going to lie to you about the distances as well. And so anything they tell you is, for one, it's skewed by the ice and multiple concentric glass spheres that will also slow it down. And they will also lie to you about what's going on. But you're living in the concave Earth. And the moon is real. I mentioned this before, that sometimes a flat earther might bring up that, well, sometimes we see a star that's passing over the dark side of the moon. That is because of the concentric glass spheres. They exhibit a cloaking effect at certain times where the moon passes over a value threshold, and that part of the moon will become invisible. So that is what's going on. The glass skies, they flatten out, they invert the celestial sphere. They flatten out your understanding and it compresses it, so you can view the planets, you can view the retrograde from any latitude of the Earth, and it will not appear to change in parallax versus what's behind it, or its trajectory because of the glass, the refraction, the negative refraction of the glass. So, I upload these videos and these points I make about the concave Earth, and sometimes I get a little concerned because they seem to get lost in the shuffle, but I really recommend you going through some of my previous videos where I talk about the moon. I'll put some in the description box as well, but initially I just wanted to mention that that's how the moon, it gets lit from both sides. It gets lit from both sides when it's full. Okay. All right. Have a great day.